Hey, Sarah here with Fit Healthy Moms. Today I want to tell you 6 exercises you can do safely if you're pregnant. Now, of course, I'm only referring to a low-risk pregnancy. If you have any complications in your pregnancy, definitely make sure you check with your doctor first to make sure that these would be appropriate and safe for you. So the first exercise is squatting. Squatting uses all the muscles of the lower body. It's really great for hip mobility and for opening up things that you're going to actually need when you go to lay to give birth and your legs are way up here like this. So you want to make sure that you keep your legs really strong but also flexible at the joints. Beware as you go into anything with your body, any exercise, range of motion movements, that as you get further in your pregnancy and you're releasing more relaxant things, your joints are going to be a little looser, so you want to just go cautiously and gingerly into deeper range of motion so you're not pulling any muscles. But as long as you're being cautious, really pulling through your core, keeping your core tight, you should be okay. Obviously, always listen to your body and back off if you experience any pain or discomfort aside from muscle burning as you're going. So squatting is great while you're pregnant. Squatting, you want to make sure weight's in your heels, butt comes back, hands can be here at your head, they can be across your chest, they can just be at your sides. You want to come down and then back up. So my weight's going way back into my heels. My butt's going way back, so my knees aren't pushing way forward here. I'm not here going in and out, but I'm butt back, always aiming back with my butt. Second exercise that's great during pregnancy is lunging. Again, it uses all the lower body muscles and it engages your core to help you stay balanced as you lunge. So going into that forward lunge or going into a reverse lunge, going backwards, you want to make sure abs are nice and tight so that you're not wobbly, and then you'll be firing all those lower body muscles, which gives you good bang for your buck. It's good use of your time. Also, because you're going to have a different center of gravity as your belly grows, it's going to really challenge your balance. So you want to be very careful. Feel free to use a wall if you need to, so you can kind of gently hold onto the wall as you go forward or backwards as needed. Next exercise, great for pregnancy, for upper body, would be anything involving pulling motions. So what happens as your chest and your belly grow, everything kind of starts to round forward. So you end up with this kind of posture. So you want to be really aware of opening that up, because once that baby comes and you're nursing and bending over all the time at the changing table, you're going to keep doing this. And that can really put you at risk for back injuries. So you want to make sure that you're working your back and getting those back muscles, especially up here between the shoulder blades. You're really training them to go back rather than rounding forward all the time and pulling through those tight chest muscles that tend to just be really tight on everyone. So especially in late pregnancy. So back exercises, any sort of pulling. So if you're at a gym, that lat pull down machine or variations of pull-ups, if you can do that. So always pulling in front of your chest, never pulling that bar behind your head because that's going to be hard on the shoulders. Another thing you can do with dumbbells, if you don't have access to pull downs, bent rows here. So hinging at the hips, my abs are pulled up tight, so I'm not going to compromise my low back. And then you can row. I can row with my hands facing each other. I can rotate my palms out and row. I can alternate sides one at a time. There's all sorts of variations of rowing. I can even come palms facing back and row that'll hit different places between my shoulder blades and my mid-back. So rowing is a great exercise. Fourth exercise would be push-ups, which moms just love. Or everyone loves push-ups. They're so much fun. But they're really great because they're upper body exercise, upper body strength exercise that you can do anywhere. So push-up is a great thing to do. You want to make sure that you're really working your core as well. So what you'll do, roll your dumbbells out of the way. You'll come down to the floor on your toes or your knees, and you're going to come down into that pull in tight through the abs, and then down into your push-up and up. Same thing from your knees. If you need to go to your knees, down into your push-up and up. Make sure your butt comes down with you. So I'm not keeping my butt up here and dropping down here because that's going to really bug my neck and shoulders. So I'm bringing my whole body down. Even if you can just come down an inch or two, this is better than booty up and that. So next, a couple of core exercises, because this is what moms always want to know. What can I do that's safe for my abs? So a couple things you can do. First thing is plank position. So back in that ab position, back in the plank position on the floor, on your hands and your toes, or your elbows and your toes, or on your knees. So here's one modification of plank right here. My hips come down, my abs are tight, and I'm holding right here, pulling through my core. I can drop down to my elbows, same thing. If this is too challenging, I can go to my knees right here. So my abs are tight, I'm not letting my hips drop, and they're not popped up. So I want to keep my body nice and flat, parallel to the floor. Second core exercise that's safe to do during pregnancy is pelvic tilts on a ball. So until you're into your 20th week of pregnancy, you can actually do this on the floor. But once you are no longer safe to lay on the floor, which is after 20 weeks, you don't want to lay flat for any extended period of time, you can go onto the ball. So what you'll do is roll onto the ball, let your hips drop down. So my hips are lowered here. I'm going to let my head relax into my hands so my neck doesn't get tired. I could also come all the way forward till my head's resting on the ball. And from here, I get this nice angle, so I'm not laying flat. And I'm going to tilt my pelvis. I want to imagine my pelvis is a bowl of water. I'm going to pour the water out of the back side of my pelvis. So my hips come up. I'm not squeezing my butt, so I'm letting my butt just hang. And then I come down. So I'm squeezing through my abs as I pull up here, and then back down. Squeeze through my belly, pull, pull, pull with those low belly hip muscles. You should feel like you're pulling your fallopian tubes in. And then drop it down. Tilting again so the water pours out the back of my pelvis, and then drop down. So right here, in and out, working those lower abdominal muscles. Those are the muscles that are going to be really hard to feel contracting as you get later in your pregnancy. So the more you can do core work early in your pregnancy to develop that strength, the better you'll be later in your pregnancy, because it will get very hard to feel those muscles engaging as they get really stretched and compromised. So as much as you can get extra core work in the beginning or even before you're pregnant, the better off you're going to be in the long run. So 6 exercises for you to do safely while you're pregnant. Take them, enjoy them, and if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at fithealthymoms.com.